Sorry teacher, I'm late. You may sleep.
Start our class.
He saw the crisis perhaps in very
September 1998.
People in
Laporan Bursa Saham Kuala Lumpur. Harga saham ditutup bercampur-campur dengan minat belian tertumpu kepada saham sederhana dan rendah. Indeks
Like father and son, that's what Anwar and Tun Dr. Mahathir relationship is like. However, not all good relationship can last. Unfortunately, the fight between the highest people in the country goes greatly to everyone. The good relationship started when Anwar joined Mahathir United Malay National Organisation, UMNO Party, in 1982. This is right after Mahathir was appointed as Prime Minister for the first time, where he appointed Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim as Deputy Prime Minister with the vision that Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim could be his successor in the future. However, in 1998, the situation changed slightly when there was a disagreement which caused Anwar to be sacked and eventually jailed for multiple reasons. But what is the reason behind the disagreement between both of them? Teacher, what will we learn today?
Today we are going to learn about Asian financial crisis 1997.
What is the Asian financial crisis?
Good question.
In 1997, the Asian financial crisis unfolded, triggered by the abrupt collapse of currency exchange rates and the emergence of a hot money bubble. Without knowing too many, this crisis inflicted a lot of negative consequences on several nations, including Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, South Korea, and the Philippines. Its far-reaching impact was quantifiable through currency exchange rates, stock markets, and especially the marked decline in gross domestic product, or known as GDP. Indeed, the GDP of these affected nations plummeted by double-digit percentages. Statistics revealed that from 1996 to 1997, nominal GDP per capita experienced staggering drops of 43.2% in Indonesia, 21.2% in Thailand, 90% in Malaysia, 18.5% in South Korea, and 12.5% in the Philippines. This data underscores the severity of the currency devaluations, with the Indonesian rupiah, Thai baht, and Malaysian ringgit bearing the impact, distinguishing their ordeal as particularly harsh in comparison to South Korea and the Philippines during the ASRI. In the case of Thailand, the IMF decided to exchange rate depreciation within the cycle of capital outflow, self-reinforcing the identified financial sector weaknesses. This includes monetary tightening and reducing the fiscal deficit. In August 1997, the Fund's Executive Board approved a standby arrangement for Thailand. However, the baht was slipping from 32.3 baht to 56.1 baht to the dollar. This is no different from won, in which the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank has approved a standby arrangement costing $21 billion with additional 37.4 billion won, still falling steeply from 1,172.5 won to 1,962.5 won to the dollar in December 1997. The IMF claims that their plan has achieved considerable success in re-establishing financial stability. However, with such high debt that has been borrowed from abroad without foreign exchange cover, capital controls have been considered to cushion the shock of the impact. This is because, for a short period of time, capital control was seen to overshoot the exchange rate, hence keep the interest low at the same time. The baht has been recovering more than ground, while won growth was more precipitous by it was more or less like baht. Baht and won halved their depreciation. Thailand and Korea allowed the foreigners to over A-League business, allowing the rise of cross-border mergers, acquisition in Thailand from 3.7 billion to 7 billion, and 1.4 billion to 6.3 billion in Korea, with total foreign direct investment growth from 2.8 billion to 5.1 billion. To address a severe financial crisis, the IMF provided financial assistance to Malaysia. In a breaking development, the provision of assistance comes at a cost as Malaysia considers embracing the IMF financial support. The nation must carefully deliberate and ultimately commit to adhering to the stipulated terms and conditions. Malaysia is expected to be a comprehensive fiscal reform initiative. The nation has been tasked with the imperative role of sustaining stable fiscal discipline, involving the reduction of government expenditure and the implementation of constructive measures, all aimed at effectively tackling prevailing budget deficits. Moreover, in a crucial move, the IMF has mandated the implementation of judicious monetary policies aimed at stabilizing the currency and curbing inflation. If Malaysia agrees to accept IMF aid, Malaysia has to quickly exchange the system and embrace the flexibility of the already floating Malaysian ringgit. Now it's only up to Malaysia to accept the IMF or not. Coming up next, we will bring you the latest weather update right after the short commercial break.
Come in.
NATASHA, since IMF terms and conditions, I have printed it up as requested by you.
Thank you, Shasha. Have you cleared all my schedule this evening? Because I think I might have a chat with Dr. Mahathir this evening.
Yes, I am NATASHA.
Okay, thank you, Shasha. You may go now. As a Minister of Finance, I think I found a solution for AFC. What is it? IMF. Tun, IMF have offered their help for us, but they come with several terms and conditions.
No need. I already know what you're gonna talk about.
But Tun, how about we giving it a chance?
They do not care about our political scenes. All they want is our money. I bet they will run after making us cry. Remember, Anwar, people are nice to others only when they will benefit them.
I don't think so. But you still need to consider.
Let's go now. I don't want things to get out of hands.
I will come back and change your mind. You wait and see.
As evidenced by the newspaper article, the International Monetary Fund criticised Malaysia for declining their assistance. Nevertheless, Malaysia's Prime Minister Tun M developed a capital control strategy that successfully revived the country's economy in a remarkably short period of time. This strategy was very effective that the IMF ultimately praised it as a brilliant course of action. Malaysia was able to recover from the crisis without the aid of the IMF, demonstrating its capacity to overcome and thrive autonomously.
So, how exactly did Dr. Mahathir plan to save Malaysia's economy? Dr. Mahathir specifically stated that Malaysia needs to be heavily invested in large infrastructure in order to guarantee a huge profit return. What are the legal infrastructure Dr. Mahathir was talking about? He meant the focusing the production of the car in Proton. With the increase of Proton car production, the Malaysian citizen will not need to buy imported cars, increasing the income of Proton, hence helping Malaysia economy. Other than that, Dr. Mahathir also hit the nail on the head by speeding up the construction of KLIA. For your information, KLIA was developed in 1992 and officially opened in 1998. This airport took only 6 years of development rather than the average airport which took 8 years. The opening of KLIA may work wonders for the economy of Malaysia greatly because it adds more location for tourists to visit Malaysia. In the early implementations of Dr. Mahathir's methods, both baht and won have been recovering more lost ground than ringgit. This may be caused by the perspective of the investor to the lack of monetary policy in Malaysia. Ringgit also showed slow improvement because of Malaysia's stance, which is to only let foreign investments and not take over the industry. However, it can be proven that capital control can help the state to overcome financial crisis other than relying on IMF tight monetary and fiscal policies. Malaysia's economy eventually showed constant improvement even without IMF help. At the end of the day, it was the rainy day fund mentality and investment in large infrastructure that saved Malaysia's economy from collapsing.
In a nutshell, it is clear as a crystal that Dr. Mahathir played a vital role as a Prime Minister as he managed to save Malaysia from the effects of Asian financial crisis during 1997. Without the aid of IMF, Malaysia able to combat financial crisis as similar to the country of China. History has shown that China rejected the IMF's assistance, and despite this, China was able to overcome the financial crisis and flourish to the fullest until the present day. Why and what action did China have taken? To begin, China had strict capital controls in place which limited the flow of speculative capital in and out of the country. These controls helped protect China's financial system from the rapid outflows of foreign capital that affected other Asian economies. Furthermore, the country had already initiated economic reforms in the late 1970s and early 1980s, gradually liberalizing its economy while maintaining a strong role for the state. This unique blend of socialism with market-oriented policies allowed China to navigate the crisis without drastic economic upheaval. However, there is also a country, namely South Korea, who severely impacted from the financial crisis, hence accepted the IMF assistance, where in response the IMF provided funds to the country and the affected companies. Kia Motors was among the South Korea companies that borrowed from the IMF for financial assistance in order to fulfill their grand plan to be one of the big companies that are known in the other countries. Unfortunately, the company's inability to manage its debt levels resulted in its bankruptcy. Therefore, the question is whether it will be different if Dr. Mahathir agrees with Anwar's viewpoint on accepting IMF financial assistance from Malaysia. Will Malaysia be as successful as China, or will it end up in the same scenario as South Korea?
In any case, we have gone through the crisis and then successfully restructured the banking system to the extent that now it has managed to overcome all the crises that we have faced so far, and that include the global financial crisis and also the pandemic, recession crisis. So I think I would say if we had received it, we could have been, the restructuring could have been more private sector driven, but at the same time, there are also other considerations. So I think it's difficult to say without deep research and also a lot of judgmental analysis to say whether Malaysia will be better off. But what's important to acknowledge is that restructuring is part and parcel of the continuing growth process. If you don't restructure and upgrade the economy, you'll be stuck at the same place. You're not able to improve and increase your competitiveness and productivity if you don't continue to upgrade and restructure and focus on innovation.